right? American Eagle Outfitters. It's a retail point of sale system sort of a project, a good project. Retail projects are good projects. At least they can't go wrong. Bank of America. So he's got one bank, commercial finance, not really a bank. Visa is pretty good. Visa is a solid name on your resume. Solid name. Bank of America is good. Alliance Life Insurance. Yep, sort of good. Very nice. The only thing I would tell him to remove is remove relevant coursework. I know that he wants to give the idea about his coursework, but I think MBA finance perhaps would suffice if that's what he's done. But this was the only thing in the resume that I thought shouldn't be there, because coursework makes you look like you are a beginner and you're still leaning on your coursework to get interviews and stuff like that. Professionals don't need to put their coursework. You can close this, Kusuma.
So
close the door.
any projects from India?
He did not put any projects from India, nor do I like it. I do not like putting projects from India at all. My point is that correct.
The time frame.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah. So okay, good. And then he also gave me a QA resume, which was awesome. Pretty cool, right? Just in one shot. So now we all of a sudden can, and the best thing is same projects, BA and QA. Pretty neat, right? That's again the easiest thing is, so, and then he also has given me, of course, write-up on every single project. I haven't had a chance to go through it yet, but just gives me great hope. So we'll start marketing him for BA and QA. Okay, I wanted to show that to you because, in fact, I think he started the class a bit late. If you remember, he wasn't here the first day. I think he joined a week late or something, but, he's put his effort into it and he's already in the market, so that's great. Okay. All right, let's see. Any questions? Question 13. Okay. Okay, guys, so let's do this then. Where were we last time? Pallavi? No internet. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute. It's still not linking. Is it? Not even green? Because I just need right here, which is not connected. You go here. You go to network, links this, yeah. You can tell green. And we make this profile default activate. Everything on the green thing. Go to network. Okay, channel links is go to profile. Yeah. It's channel 6. Channel 6.
I didn't match. Yeah.
No, I'm just going to maybe the shot. I'll use really deep. I'll take off the architecture because you figure out, no, this is something to do with the We need Pallavi's connection. We need Pallavi's connection because 4 people are connected. Okay, guys, sorry. Okay, so one of the computers is not able to boot up and 4 people are connected to that. Therefore, I had to look into it. So everybody knows which machine they're connected to, except the unfortunate people from Pallavi's machine. What was the machine name? Canvas CP. Canvas CP people are not able to connect. The rest of the people are able to connect, right? Everybody remembers who was what? I hope you wrote it down. Is everybody else connected? Okay. Okay. In which lecture did we allocate these? Must be the 17th or the 18th? 18th. Okay. All right. So I was on Canvas Store 4. I'm going to go there. http://canvas:10,000 QC bin quality center. Okay. Authenticate, login. So Santoshi and DT is Deepti, and Rima is not here, and Meenakshi is not here today, right? So which means that, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting your name. Pradeep, you can take Canvas CP and Santoshi will tell you what that means. It's connected. Is it green at the bottom? Still starting up. Okay. Huh? Yeah, you were not there, so you can take Meenakshi. Well, and then AS. Oh, gosh, I'm trying to complete Aarti and SV. Shri. Who was SV? Sudhakar Vintha. Okay. Then Rashmi, take Sudhakar's machine, which is Canvas, which means that you will type http://canvas:10,000/QCBin. Right. Other people, wow, they'll have to do all this reallocation, assuming that she's not able to come up. And Tushar, you? You started. Okay. Naveen, Rachna, Rajiv. Okay. So Deepti, you take up Rajiv. Okay. You take up Rajiv. And so Deepti is gone. Then Santoshi needs something. Santoshi can take what? Aarti, Niranjan. Who was SP? Shri and Raman. So we all these are used. Canvas. Sudhakar. Who's taking Sudhakar's? Rashmi. Dharaskar is taking this. Jarin. Okay, and then Santoshi, you take Canvas. Santoshi. Oh no, you. Who's the other Who's the other SC? Do we have two SCs in the class? Santoshi and Suvinder China. He's also not here. Good. No, not good. I'm sorry you're not here, Suvinder. But in terms of availability of the machines, who else is remaining? So Santoshi is taken care of. Rima is not even here. Okay, cool. So I guess we're all set. Is everybody set then? Pradeep. Pradeep, you take Canvas. Pradeep, what's your last name? Pradeep. It turned green. Okay. See if you guys, Santoshi and Deepthi and Rima and Meenakshi, you're not here. Santoshi and Deepthi, see if you guys can connect to your original machine, Canvas CP colon 10,000. And you, buddy? Said must be the, yeah. Well, yeah, he's new anyways, so he should take Canvas. Swinder China's Canvas colon 10,000. So you are not connected. Okay. So it's better that she's connected than you're connected because at least she was the server. Is it green? Sorry about that. Okay, everybody in business or not in business? Are people of Pallavi's machine in business? Canvas CP people? Is it green though? Is she able to go to? Is she able to go to other sites? Can you check? So internet is working, but Quality Center is not coming up. In Quality Center, there should be a server at the bottom. She's not here. Oh, is she in person or? No, in person she's not here. No. Quality Center is running? Okay, and you guys are, okay, let me see if Canvas CP is working or not. http://canvas yippee colon 10,000 QC bin. It is working. Okay, let me try. Canvas CP authenticate. You're right. Still page opens up, but then after that it's not letting you authenticate it. That's strange. Canvas. Quality Center. Authenticate. Okay, so my machine is working. I'm able to log in. And Canvas School is working. Canvas is working. Yeah? Or nobody's on Canvas, so we don't know. Okay, nobody knows. How about Canvas machine? Okay, and Canvas machine is also working. Okay, so if all of a sudden Canvas yippee started giving issues, even though it's working, the machine is working because I'm able to connect to it, but then QC installation stopped working. QC bin. Quality Center. Authenticate. Yep, it doesn't give me any projects or domain. Yucks. Okay. How about site administration? Is that working? Site admin 1Q 2W3E 4R. Yeah, this is also working. It's just that can you restart your Quality Center? You guys know how to restart Quality Center on the right hand side, bottom right? The thing that says start and stop Quality Center. Well, only those people who have a server on their machine. So Naveen, Rachna. Stop it. Okay. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then I guess, yeah. So stop it. It will take some time to stop and it will turn gray. And then after a minute, just say start quality center. Okay, guys, you know what? I'm really sorry for people who are not able to just follow through here. That's the only thing I can say. I have to start. All right, where were we last time?
We were trying to do the add-ons, QC add-ons.
We see add-ons, right? And we had, let's see.
It's not there.
Yeah, we wanted to be able to look at QTP scripts from QC, right? That was the thing we're trying to do. And what we did was we went to the add-ins page. Yeah, take a second. One sec, guys. So what we did was we went to the add-ins page, and then we went to Mercury Quality Center Connectivity, and we downloaded the add-in. I think everybody was able to do it. Yeah?
No.
Okay, you guys don't do it yet. You guys don't do it yet. I want to do it myself.
Yeah, it's okay.
And I'm gonna say, I think I saved it. Okay, so I have it on my machine. Don't you guys have it on your machine? The second one is when the connection broke down, right? So everybody was able to, and I think everybody was able to even install it. It installed very quickly, if you remember, right? Okay, so so let me remind myself, because I always forget what needs to be done. Okay, and all right. So now that we have done the first add-in, come back here to this page. How do you come to this page? Pretty simple, right? Just go back to your main page, QC bin add-ins page. So now that we have already downloaded this part, which is Quality Center Connectivity, let's go to More Mercury Quality Center add-ins. More Mercury add-ins. And then we, of course, have to do the QTP Professional add-in. So we need two add-ins basically. One for QC to be able to talk to other tools, and then one specifically for QTP to be able to talk to QC. This again, I think that we should not all do this. I think I should do it, and then we will just distribute it to you. Okay? So please don't, nobody, actually, you know, I'll do it, Naveen, you do it, Santoshi, you do it, Rashmi, you do it, and Raman, you do it. Okay, so I, Naveen, Santoshi, Rashmi, and Raman. Nobody else does. And then once we have it, then we'll be able to just get it from each other. Okay, and everybody's on this page, guys? Naveen, Santoshi, Rashmi, and Raman, are you guys on this page? Which QTP do we need? QTP 8.2 or QTP 8.9.0? I think we were using QTP 8.2, right? To confirm, I'm just going to go to very quickly QTP and say QTP. And mine was what? 8.2, right? So we will download add-in for Quick Test Professional 8.2. And again, let us, and it says it is working for Quality Center 9.0, which is what we have, right? I'm just going to save it on my desktop. And you guys do the same, please. Save it on your desktop. 30. नहीं काम कर रहा है. No. Which that the Canvas machine is also not working all of a sudden. So in the meantime, my software is downloading. Let me see why Canvas machine is not working. Who was Canvas Machine the other day? Canvas Machine is Rajiv. This Rajiv was sitting here. Is your QC working?
Yeah.
No, it is not running. So QC is not running. There's a red line on it. So right click, start quality center. Right. So QC is working for you as in you be able to connect to the server, but your own server was not running. So once it is completely up, okay, let me see where's my download at. How much time remaining for you, Naveen? 7 minutes for you guys. Okay. Guys, in the meantime, for the rest of you, can you please open up QTP? Open up Quick Test Pro and go to QTP. So we also have to tell QTP to allow QC to connect to it, right? So go into QTP and let's see, tools, options. Looking for the place where we can tell QTP that please allow QC to look into your application. Where is that? View, somewhere over here. Tools, quality center connection. Quality center connection.
This machine does not have a QTP license.
This machine does not have QTP license. Did QTP not get installed on your machine?
I did use it.
Yeah.
Install the license. GitHub.
Hold on one sec. Let me finish this thing first. So again, hold on one sec. Tools, options. Okay, guys. So for those of you for whom QTP is not a problem, go to Tools, Options, Run. Tools, Options, Run in your QTP. Tools, Options, Run. And then click on this checkbox that says Allow other Mercury products to run tests and components. Allow other Mercury products to run tests and components. Okay, just say okay. So which means that now QTP is going to allow QC to connect to it. Yeah, we'll have to give specific servers, the servers that you're connecting to. Correct. So if you go to Tools, Quality Center Connection, you have to put the QC connection that you are connecting to. So, for example, I'm connecting to Canvas-store4:10,000. But don't say connect yet because we haven't even downloaded the plugin yet. Okay, Rachna, your license is not working. We will Naveen, can you get the folder of QTP from my office? We'll pop it in, and that imqt82.exe file has to be executed for her. See if you can bring the QTP. Raman, how much time remaining for you?
1 minute.
Also open up your tutorial in the meantime, guys. Open up your tutorial in the meantime.
What are the maintenance numbers? 888?
8888 dash 10 more 8s, so 14 8s in all. And we were okay. We were in the tutorial on page 50. In tutorial, we were on page 50. Santoshi, can you send Pradeep the tutorial? Thank you. Pradeep, what's your email ID? Yeah. Which one? Okay, perfect. Keep it in there. Open it up. Navigate to that file. Okay, good. Okay, so it downloaded, guys. Okay. All right. So how do I now make you guys get to it? td plugin setup.exe. For that, I have to share it, right? Properties. You guys have to tell me how to share this. Cut C drive. I'll put it in the C drive. Paste. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. So I put this in the C drive. I'm gonna say sharing in security. Sharing in security. And I'm gonna say, if you understand the risk, okay, so I'm not gonna share this. I'm gonna create a new drive here, new folder called for class. Rename for class. I'm gonna put this inside. I'm gonna share this, sharing in security. Okay. Okay, I want to share this. Make this, drag it to the shared documents folder. Okay. Where's my shared documents folder? Okay, for class, shared documents. Shared documents for class. Okay, you guys have internet connectivity, right? My machine name is what? I think my machine name is Alok Snow. Alok's X61 tablet. That's my machine name. So which means that Kusuma and you guys over here, see if you can go to run / Alok's X61 tablet. You're trying to get the plugin from me. So go to start run CMD Alok's X61 tablet. And then just hit enter. Were you guys able to connect to me? What does it say? Network path not found. Network path not found. Okay. Naveen, what is your machine name? Canvas Store 4, right? Okay. do you take the file that you just downloaded? Where is it? Okay, can you move it into C drive maybe? Can you move it into C drive? Yeah. Now, can you share your C drive? So, share your C drive. So, go back to my computer. Or I don't know how you do it. Yeah, right there. Right there, local disk. Sharing. Sharing. Okay. So, sharing A, let's see. Share this folder. Okay. And then, perfect. Share name, okay. Good. What do you log in as?
Third one.
No, into the machine.
User Alex.
Into the machine. Admin you are, right? Okay, so you are Canvas Store 4, correct? Okay, let me see if I can connect to it. Canvas dash. Okay. Username. What am I connecting to the machines as? Administrator, right? Administrator. Password C at NB at S. Okay, good. So I was able to connect to your machine, but I was not able to connect to, no, that's my machine. You guys are not able to connect to my machine for sure? You guys, when you do this, Alok's tablet, Alok's X61 tablet, you guys are not able to do it? Can other people try it? Naveen, can you try doing start, run, command, and then just connect // Alok's X61 tablet. / Alok's X61 tablet. Network path is not found. Okay. Okay. I was trying to be easy on the internet connection, but I guess you just have to download it yourself. And so guys, go back to your quality center installation on your machine. Yeah, if you have a pen drive, that would be great. Take it from me or how many people have a pen drive here? Quite a lot of. Huh? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. For those of you who do not have a pen drive or a pen drive, just go and do this yourself. Go to add-ins page, go to more Mercury Quality Center add-ins, go to Quick Test Professional add-in, and then just download add-in for QTP 8.2. Okay, so go ahead and do this. And for those people who have pen drives, just pass it on. Oh, you're copying from her. Okay, fine. Copy it from each other, guys. So, okay, you started it. Chalu again, internet. You guys don't have a pen drive, no? No. You should have QTP on the machine. You don't have QTP in the machine. Okay. Yeah. I think today has been the most ineffective class in the entire batch. Pradeep. If you do have it, then pass it on. Keep passing in Santoshi. Rachna, कितना हो रहा है?
3 minutes.
हाँ, 3 मिनट बाद होता है.
What is it? Started. 3 minutes.
Come on, come. How many people don't have it yet? The downloaded thing? Oh, everybody has it. We still downloading?
2 minutes.
For you?
4 minutes.
Do pass it on. Pass it on. Even if it's 4 minutes, see what gets done first. Can you please plug it in? Is it on the base root drive? This one, okay. If you're not able to, I'll do it for you from the back.
CD. PTP CD.
Not yet, because we're not connecting yet because we haven't installed the QTP add-in yet. We've just downloaded it. We still have to go through installing it. Did it come up, Deepti? Is this not showing? Okay, so for those of us for whom it has downloaded, let us go ahead and start installing it. So TD Connect that you have, shared document, okay? So let's just go ahead and start installing it. Do you want to run this file? Yes, I want to run this file. So now I'm installing the add-in between QTP and QC. Are you guys going through the install? Error 1327, invalid drive : D drive. That's funny. Are you guys getting that error? You guys are going through your installation. पूजा करनी चाहिए ऑफिस में.
16 8.
14 8s, 8888 10 more 8s. Yeah. Restarted. Were most of you able to run the application?
Download complete. So what do we do next?
Just wherever it's saved it, just run it. Restarting the machine.
Yeah, I think it's.
सबको error आना
मुझे तो आ रहा है error.
क्या है?
Something about invalid drive D. I don't even know why it wants the D drive.
So it's asking me some licenses. What is this?
Is your machine working?
Next.
I'm not able to connect to the server. Typical. Typical. After you install the TD Connect, yeah, it might want, I'm sorry, the plugin, it might ask you to restart the computer. Yeah. Is it restarting? Okay. Restarted. Do me a favor, one thing, guys. Okay, so if it is still coming up for you guys, I would just like you guys to listen here what I'm saying. After you have installed the QTP and the QC connections, okay, you go to your test plan module of QC. As you know, there are 4 modules of QC. Go to the test plan module, right? Go to a subject folder. That's called the subject folder. This is like our high-level folder where all these tests are, right? If I want to create a new test here, for example, under cruise reservation Alok, I say new test. Under test type, now you will also see quick test underscore test, which wasn't there before. This, so if you are not creating a manual test but an automated test, then your test type will not be manual, it will be quick test, right? It will be quick test here. So we'll give it a name, for example, cruise booking automated. How many people are able to do what I'm doing right now, or are you guys still rebooting? Still rebooting? Okay. The result of all this, 1 hour of downloads and the 2 plugins was just to be able to create a new test and have this download this particular value in the drop-down menu. That was the only thing, not no other thing, right? Because before, if you notice, it was only manual and then WinRunner and LoadRunner and then API something. But we were hoping to get quick test because that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to connect QTP with QC, right? So I'm going to call it Cruise Booking Automated Alok and just say, okay, right? It's advanced test, not reviewed yet. The usual things, no big deal.
What? It was given until.
ठीक है, double click करो इस पे. Naveen, you know how to do this? Double click on the red one. And now that I have created an automated test, see what is the icon for it. See what is the icon for it. The icon for that has now become a, this is the icon for a QDP test. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to my QDP now. If you guys are falling behind, which I know most of you guys are, I would like you guys to just look here. And then after the class is over, maybe then you guys can figure out your installation problems, connectivity problem, this and that. But it's really simple, right? All I've done so far is what? I've downloaded 2 add-ins. I've restarted my computer. When I did that, all of a sudden in my test plan area, when I go to a subject folder and I say a new test, I start seeing quick test. That's the only thing that I have done so far, right? So you're not that far behind. Then I go to my QTP and I say tools, quality center connection. Tools, quality center connection. And I tell it where is QC, right? Where is QC? QC for us is, for me is here, right? And I now hit the connect button to make sure that my QC and QT were able to talk. I say connect. I was able to connect because now it says disconnect, which is pretty cool, right? I was able to connect. How is anybody in the class with me so far on their computer or no? Nobody's, okay. So never mind. I am going to try this all over again. Tools, quality center connection. In QTP tools, quality center connection. Okay. I put the installation of QC that I want QTP and QC to be able to talk to. Then I just say connect. It's trying to connect. For some reason, it's not able to get the entire project list, but that's okay. Okay, disconnect. Okay, now, so this is where we are. I just say close. Now my QTP is connected to QC. Now, in your quality center, you just created a new test called Cruise Booking Automated Alok, right? But you haven't been able to, haven't created the test yet. Realize that QC, you can see the QTP test, but you can't create it from QC. QTP test has to be created inside QTP, right? A QTP test has to be created inside QTP. So now you will go through your automation steps, right? As you already done that. You know how to record a series of actions, right? How do you do that? You go to test, record and run settings. And which is the application you're trying to test? http://canvas/toad4:10,000 mtours. Right? Was this the application you're trying to? So I'm just going to go here, Control C, and say this is the application I'm trying to test. Right? Okay. I say okay. I say record. It opens up my test. Right? Let me make sure that QTP is recording what I'm doing. I log in. Canvas 1Q 2W 3E 4R. Okay. So it's recording my test, which is great, right? I'll go through my test, whatever I have to do. Choose my dates and continue. I'll choose my flights, continue. I will put the passenger name and I will put some credit card number and I'll continue. And I will log out. Okay, so I'm done with my test. I will stop it. I will stop it, right? This is nothing new. My test did get corrupted in between because of that password remembering thing. I'll just delete it. It's okay, if your test gets corrupted, you are allowed to delete that step. Okay. So now I have my automation. I'm gonna, of course, add to it by putting my checkpoints, right? This is a lame test right now because you haven't put any checkpoints, right? You haven't got any the page checkpoint, table checkpoint, stuff like that. But all that you've already done. Now it is time to save this test. I'm gonna say file, save as. I want to save this test, right? Where do I want to save it though? Do I want to save it locally on my C drive or want to save it on Quality Center? That's the whole point, right? I mean, that's the whole point of doing what we were doing, which is that we should be able to save this test that we just did on Quality Center. How do I do it? I was hoping to find something over here that says save to Quality Center, but it is not doing that. Let me see why it is not doing that. Am I connected? Quality Center connection? I am connected. Let me see. File, save as. Hoping to find a Quality Center link over here. Not able to find it. Let me see. What have I missed? Let's see. I was hoping preview test. Let's save it. Gives you an option to save your script onto test director. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save this right now just in my test folder, Qtip, okay, as automation test for QC connection. I'm gonna save this right now and see why it is not able to bring it up on QC. Start QDP again. Start QDP again. Connecting. You are up, right? For sure. Okay. I'm connected. I'll open up the test that I just did. Open. And file, save. File, save as. Save as. Okay. Not able to. It's still not able to give you the option to connect to QC. I wonder why.
Is there any QC icon
On the toolbar.
Yeah.
Which my toolbar?
QTP tool? Like there are file opens like render items. Is there any QC icon?
No.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. I don't know. That is connection.
That's just a connection, yeah, which we'd already connected. We'd already connected. Connect. File, save as. Let me see if I can. Not able to see the. Not able to see the. Well, that's funny. I just thought it was funny. The first thing that came up was not able to urinate. That's pretty funny. Well, we need some humor today in this class, Scott, because this class is a disaster so far. Not able to connect, no, not able to save. Tests. Not able to save QTP tests onto Quality Center. So this will be very common for you guys, right? I mean, all these issues that I'm facing here will into Quality Center. Okay. Now I'm using Qt, tried eval copy of QC, but it caused too many problems. It refuses to save my work. So, okay. Okay. How to connect QTP? Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So it's a very popular question. How to connect QC to QTP? What are the prerequisites? Check allow other Mercury products to run tests and components under tools options run in QTP. We did that, right? Tools options run. Allow other Mercury products to run tests and components. I already did that. Okay. If you're running the test on the same computer where you have QC client installed, then you will need QTP connectivity add-in and QTP add-in. We did both of those. Okay. QC connectivity can be found at QC add-ins. Okay, we already did that. Download add-in. QTP add-in can be found. Okay, we did all this. Okay, we already did this. Go to file, reconnect on server on startup. We did that. QC 9.0 integrates with QTP 8.2, which is what we have. This is we have, okay. To see how to connect QC to QTP, save as. You can open up a QTP script from test plan and then do a save as local. Okay, let's see. That's what I was. So what I'm trying to do is when I do a file save as, right now it is not realizing that it is also connected to QC, and it's only giving me the option to save the file locally on the machine. What I've been able to do in the past is also have a button over here that says connect to the server or save this test on the server. And that's what I was hoping to be able to do. Once you have the connectivity to quality center, you can open the tests from QC test plan via file open here. File open. Yep.
From QC.
So again?
It's saying from QC.
QC में तो there is no such thing as file open, no? It just says it that way, but quality center. Hello. Okay, let me connect another machine. Pallavi, your machine is now working? Okay. Canvas is who? Who is Canvas? I don't know. Right now, let me just figure these problems out, and then we'll figure out other problems. So, Canvas, which is the other? Okay. So Canvas Store 4 is his, Canvas CP is Santoshi. Let me see if Canvas CP is still not working, right? Beyond that point, beyond the authenticate point, it's finally working again. Canvas Yippee colon 10,000 QC bin. What am I doing wrong? Spelling double E. And authenticate. Okay, started to work. Good. Let me see if I can connect to that machine from my QTP. So I'm going to go to Tools, Quality Center Connection. I'm going to disconnect from Tor4 and do Canvas Yippee colon 10,000 connect. Connected, okay. Okay. This is a test file. Save as. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Okay, so I guess I need to figure this out myself before I show it to you. So coming back to our QTP QC tutorial, I was hoping to be able to demonstrate to you the connectivity between QC and QTP. I'm not able to, so let me figure that out during the break or after the class, and then I'll show it to you in the next class. Okay. In the meantime, you guys make sure before leaving today that the two add-ins are executed on your machine, so that when I'm able to do it, I can show it to you. Okay. And then once I would have been able to show it to you, I would have shown you how you can actually run your test. You can actually run your test, by going into Quality Center, login. Was anybody able to catch up with me at all? No? Nobody was able to? Huh? And how about you guys? Were you able to, where were you guys at? Same
We
thing?
didn't run the file. We didn't do what we did. We just kept doing it. We didn't run the test. Yeah. We didn't even we just opened the new test.
Okay. What I was gonna be able to do was when we would have an automation test like this, I would go into test script, and then I would actually be able to just say run from there, is what I was hoping to be able to do. How did I do cruise booking automated? I just went to my high level folder subject folder. I said new test. And when I said new test, I said test type, quick test test. And I just gave it some name, Cruise Booking Automated Alok.
If you automatic test script, what are the
Try it one last time before I give up. Yeah.
We try it from test script.
Uh-huh.
In quality center, QTP is opening.
Right. Just like this.
Trying to record on there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, actually, it will only window and ask you to record it from here. This is in quality center.
Exactly. And how did you bring that up? By
You just click this test script
Uh-huh.
and try it.
Right. So it's able to talk, but then it's not able to see it from the other side.
You have to record it in quality center. I think you have to click on that icon.
Which icon? Right.
Interesting thing is to visit. That icon will work.
I type something, I go to test, save, then I save test to quality center.
Actually, we run the test and then it saves the quality center.
It did. Right. Okay. There you go. Right. And now I can actually record it. And then when I say file save as, so there you go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. File system. You just saved me. That's precisely what I was talking about. For the longest, I was looking for the quality center icon here, where once you bring up a test, you can either save it to your local file system or to quality center. And the way Deepti just showed me this is that, okay, so as you know, what I did was I created a new test called Cruise Booking Automated Alok, right? And I made it a QTP test. I went into the test script tab, right? And then you see how it shows this connection here, that is connected to QTP, right? So I click on it. So now it will invoke QTP from QC. So it's invoking QTP from QC right now. And if you notice, this little thing shows up at the bottom that says QTP. This little half wheel you see at the bottom, that shows that the connectivity is working right now. This little thing at the bottom. It says Quick Test Professional Remote Agent running. Okay. So now I can go ahead and record my test by going to test, record and run settings. It should still be what I gave it. http:// canvas-toad4:10,000 QCBin. Okay, and then I record it. So it's bringing up my I think I gave the wrong URL, right? Go the wrong URL, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Stop. I'm gonna close this. Save changes. No, don't save changes because I messed up. I'll do this again. I'll give the right URL.
Can you change this?
The whole machine is just going crazy. Who's booking? Test script. Start my testing tool. Cannot launch testing tool. Why is
I
that?
got the same answer.
Maybe because it was already open. Can you close your testing tool? So make sure that your QTP is already closed. It's not running. Can you confirm that? So make sure that your QTP is actually closed.
How do you close it? You just close it. It's just running. Then remote agent is running.
Remote agent can keep running. That's not a problem. But your QTP should not be open. Let QC open up QTP.
Now I do this.
Come on.
This test is not another person sending it open in only more.
Read-only mode. Guys, let's take a 5 minutes break and we will join sharp at 10:50 a.m. Okay? So if you don't need a break, you can just sit through and I'll be here also in case you guys need bathroom breaks and stuff like that. I'm just trying to make this work. The worst class ever, no? In terms of not being able to go past our issues.
QC is going to we never had problem with anything.
Right. We even only became a problem QC
When we
last
were doing
the plugins.
we cannot use QC. We are loaded and then not it's QC.
Hi. Neeram. So I had major internet problems today and I was not able to start my class till 9:30 anyways because of internet issues.
No, they said they're coming in person.
Oh, the person, they definitely did not come.
मैं सबको लेकर जाएगी मेरे घर,
इसके बाद
हाँ।
सबको लेके
आपको इंक्लूडेड।
नहीं, मैं नहीं आ पाऊंगा बिकॉज आई थिंक आई हैव सम थिंग्स.
मुझे पकौड़े खाने इसलिए, अकेले तो खा नहीं सकती।
राइट.
Oh my god. As soon as I close my eyes and I open, I should have a job. And it happened. Shoot, man. I can discuss my projects with my husband. मैं बोलूँ मेरे projects क्या हैं? Bank of America, Recruiting, Macy's, Visa, eBay.
और अच्छे हैं.
सब मेरे references हैं, except Oprah and Macy's. ये recruiter का नाम था, तो एक नंबर के मेरे पीछे पड़ी है. मेरे का नीड स्पैंकिंग रहता. अभी मैं गोली दिल रचना ये लोग. I'm not new. I want to, when I send you my resume, you should be like, राजीव के जैसे कितना ना ऐसे तारीफ की वैसे. I don't
तारीफ
want
के
to send you
काबिल.
like rubbish resume में मेरा कचरा वाली दे दो. You don't expect that from me. So I don't have any insurance because I have BCBS. Local Kushi, it's like an insurance and a healthcare. But for Lisa में तो राजू मुझे रेफरेंस करती है. ये done.
Neha Duhal.
Is your resume ready?
I don't know. I think I've seen something, but I don't remember.
और किसका ready है?
राजीव चौधरी का.
ये है.
Yeah, BA.
उसमें QA लिखा.
BA QA दोनों है इसमें. She just sent today. Didn't I send it to you? I said this guy's really promising. Yeah.
राजीव चौधरी.
Yeah.
और कौन है?
किसके लिए?
बहुत सारी रिक्वायरमेंट्स है. काइजर के लिए है, कल्पना के थ्रू और निकोल ने नम्रता से बात की. नम्रता का जो इंटरव्यू मुझे थोड़ा शी डज नॉट हैव मेंटोरिंग काइंड ऑफ. फिर से डायरेक्ट कॉल निकोला समझ शी बेटर शी लाइक.
Right.
वो जहाँ पे चिन्ह में सबमिट किया था वेलकम वहाँ भी किया है. तो कपल ऑफ थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन.
कोई बात.
तो वी नॉट रिपोर्ट सब लोग ऑन द स्पॉट मांगते हैं. आई डोंट हैव रेज्यूमेस रेडी.
राजीव, रूपाली, और शाहिद कोशिश तो करो
Who is he?
Shahidullah Khan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in this class. So, yeah. Irshad उसका number उसका Irshad 8IN.
Is it last started?
Yeah, it should have started by now. Okay guys, so this is what I want to say. I want to say that we were not able to exactly demonstrate the QTP and QC connection. I was barely able to show it to you, and now it stopped working all of a sudden. So what I am then proposing is I'll try to do this again on Thursday, but I don't want to waste any more time. What you will see is after you've done the add-ins, you should be able to create an automated test like this. Should be able to launch QTP from right here. Should be able to record, make enhancements, put checkpoints, put regular expressions, and then save it back into QC. Right? That's what would have happened. Right now, a bunch of issues are happening with the machine, and I'm not able to show it to you. Okay. So without wasting any more time, then let us go past the automation part and come to the third module, which is the test lab module of QC. So I want all of you guys to come to your machines. Come on. Are other people able to connect to this machine? Dipti and Rachna? Be back to you, please.
I'm on board.
I'm trying to bring up my browser. Just a bad day. Okay. Quality center. Authenticate, login. Okay. Just watch here. If it's not working for you, just watch it here on the screen. Okay. So this was the requirements area. This is the test plan area. This is where we write our test cases. So we've only written our test cases, right? We haven't actually run them yet. Test lab is the module of QC which allows you to run your test cases. Okay. Test lab is the area of QC that allows you to run your test cases. So let's see. I have to open up my QC tutorial again because I closed it. So quality center. Shopee. So this is chapter 4, running tests, page 53. Okay. Right? Okay. All right. So just like in the test plan module, we got used to a new term called subject. We call this a subject folder, and this is the actual test case. In test lab, we will create folders, but we will call them test sets. So you should keep that terminology straight in your head. That in the test lab area, the folders are called test sets. In the test plan area, the folders are called subjects. Okay? Okay, in the test lab area, we create test sets. What goes into the test sets folder? You choose the tests which you want to include in that particular folder. So for example, let me give you an example. Today is what, 19th or 18th? 19th. Okay. So you have your test plan and you have test subjects, right? Folder. In the test subjects folder, for example, you might have a test subject folder for cruise. You might have a test subject folder for flights. You might have a test subject folder for hotels. Okay. So under this you will have your test 1 for cruise, test 2 for cruise. Here you will have test A for flight, test B for flight, right? Similarly, right? In the test sets area, you might create a test set folder, in the test lab area. We call our folder test set, right? We might call the test set called smoke test set. Have I talked about smoke testing with you yet? What exactly is smoke testing? No. Also called sanity test. Smoke test and sanity test is a very simple test. When the QA team gets code to test, the QA lead goes through very basic testing. Very basic as in, very quick login. Can we search? Okay, so the application is sort of working. Then they engage their testing team to actually get into it. So smoke test is a high-level sanity test, right? Before going into deeper testing. That's what smoke testing is. a quick and dirty test that tests the major functions of a piece of software work without bothering with finer details. So that's your definition, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that you might want to create a test set folder called smoke test, where you will take the basic tests like, okay, let me make sure that test 1 for cruise works, test A for flight works, and maybe test 1, 2, 3 for hotel works. And so you've created a test set called smoke test set that just tests the very basics of the application. Okay. Then you might have another test set folder that says, deep testing of cruises. Okay, so in this test set folder, you might, for example, have all the tests of the cruises, right? Because here in this particular test set folder, you want to really go deeper and deeper into cruises. So whatever tests you have decided to have for your cruise, you will put all the tests over here, right? You might create a test set folder for regression testing. Regression testing, as you know, is testing done after the code has been fixed to make sure that nothing else is broken. And that's what regression testing means. Overall testing of the application, entire application after any code change, to make sure that the application didn't get broken because of touching it. I would say put every test here. Every test here. Because you're literally doing testing from end to end, cruises and flights and hotels and everything. Well, are you asking me about regression? No, regression means testing end to end. That's what regression means. No, smoke testing is not a unit testing. Unit testing is done by individual developers on individual components that they are building. Smoke testing is a very high level test to make sure major functionality is working. I think just maybe the major features of it. Right?
Regression testing, see this particular application is connected to other applications also, right? Or like we are connecting QC and QT page, for example. So if in regression testing, if we are checking that web application, do we check the other applications also those are like connected to?
The question that Rashmi asked is, in regression testing, when you're testing an application for regression, maybe your application is connected to other systems. For example, your credit card application may be connected to credit bureaus, may be connected to payment gateways and stuff, right? So then the question that she asked is, in regression testing, should you also test these external systems or just the application that you have?
See, now we were doing QC, right? We were trying to connect to QT. Say, for example, our application is QC.
To test.
And now, today we are facing so much problems, right? So if we are done, say for example, QC is done, QC development is done. So do we do like this connectivity tests also, whether it's still connecting to QTP or not?
I think so. I think you should test the connectivity with the external applications also. Integration testing sort of, right? To make sure that, whatever changes were made to your application, okay, you've made sure that your application is not affected, but maybe the connectivity is affected all of a sudden. So ideally your regression test should also at least have a couple of calls made to the external application, make sure end-to-end is working. So I think it's a good idea.
I'm thinking like, in real life scenario, you have one application connected to maybe 50 other applications.
Yeah, you're right. In real world, QA teams are almost never satisfied with the time they get. They always feel like we could have tested more. And then they just have to shrug their shoulders and say, what can we do? We wish we don't have to go live, but we have to go live. So that's what the test set folders are. Test set folders are folders that you create and you add the tests that you want to run, right? So if somebody asks you this question, this is your definition. What is the test set? You need something? Pen? Okay. A test set is a group of tests in Quality Center project designed to achieve specific testing goals. That's your definition. A test set is a group of tests in Quality Center project designed to achieve specific testing goals. And specific testing goals are, for example, smoke test, deep testing of functionality, regression testing, or other things. Right? So the point is that the same test can be a part of multiple test sets, right? Of course, can be a part of multiple test sets. The same test can be a part of multiple test sets, of course. After you define your test sets, you can execute your tests, right? Okay, let's go ahead and define test sets. So what does this page say? Page 54, right? Like I was talking about sanity testing, normal testing, regression testing. You might create a test set for advanced features. They're very advanced features of the application that most people don't use, but then you may create a test set that only focuses on the advanced features of the applications, right? So the test sets can be created based on the need, and you just borrow the test cases from the subjects folder. You just borrow them from there and put them here. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new test set. Go ahead and create a new test set. If you guys don't have access, I'm sorry, let's just watch it. Okay, so go to test lab. Okay. Go to the root folder, test lab root folder, and let's create a new test set. Let's create a new test set. And we will call it Mercury Tours 1.01 overall end-to-end test. I'm creating a new test set called Mercury Tours 1.01 end-to-end test. So new test set got added. Oh, I should add my name. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. So, this is just a high-level folder. Oh, got it. Okay. So this was just a folder. I'm sorry, I used the wrong term. I apologize. This thing I created is not the test set. This is just a high-level folder. Underneath it, we'll create a test set. Okay. So just highlight the new folder you created, and then just say this is Mercury Tours end-to-end test. Okay, and description will say whatever it says here. Okay. Oh my God, it didn't. No. Okay, I thought it went away. Okay, this test set includes. Huh? Yeah, I did. I did not even turn it off. Yeah. This test set includes all the tests of Mercury Tours website to test end-to-end functionality of the application. Just to check the end-to-end functionality. Okay, so I've added a new test set. Guess what? Now I need to add actual test cases to it, right? This is just a folder. This is the actual test set. So it shows this icon with multiple test cases in it. And now we will add test cases to it, right? We have to borrow, exactly. Before we do that, just go to test set properties, test set properties, okay. Okay, test set properties. Go on failure link and say this particular test set will have some automated tests in it. You can say if it's an automated test, rerun the test twice before, if it fails, right? Because sometimes the test fails not because the application is having a problem, but maybe the backend database is having a problem. So you're just telling it to, and then notify, right? When any test in the test set fails, if there's an environmental failure like network problem, hardware failure, database issue, right? Then send an email out to QA lead at whatever, wherever you are working. So you're working with Symantec, right? And said, this is to let you know, this is an automated message coming from QC to you to know that the test Mercury Tours end-to-end test Alok failed. Please check the logs and figure out what went wrong. And so in case you have a this is a student, I hope not. This is Alok. No, I'm sorry, I don't. Okay. That's it. And as you know, there is no save button, right? It just gets saved the moment you move out of that link. Okay. Yeah, you can add attachment to your test set if you want to attach some screenshots or something. We're not very a lot of details here. I'll let you guys figure out the various details. I'm just showing you the most salient parts of it. So, okay. Insert, so we just told Quality Center to send email to specified users, right? The test failed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go ahead and add the test to the test set. So let's go to the execution grid. And let's choose our tests, the test that we want to add to this test set. Which one is he asking us to add? Let's see. Let's add the cruises folder, but let's just not add the entire cruises folder because that would add everybody's. Let's just go ahead and add our own. I'm going to add cruise reservation Alok. It says, do you want to add all the tests under cruise reservations Alok? Then we'll add 3. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, add all 3. For cruise reservations, Rachna, did you do this? That's okay. As long as they got added, it's good enough. Did your 3 tests get added here? It tells me that this particular test set now has 3 tests. A cruise search Alok, which is a manual test. A cruise booking Alok, which is a manual test. And a cruise booking automation, which is a quick test. I didn't have to add the entire folder. I could have just individually chosen my tests and added them. Right? Okay, let's add which one? The airline preference test. Okay. Airline preference test. Where the heck is airline preference test? Since I do not know where it is, guess what? I'm gonna search for it. I'm gonna search for it. AIRLINE under Flight Finder. It's a automated test. I think it's a Windrunner test. That's fine. We just got it added. Right? So I just added that test. So that's the thing. See, this happens in real life. What happens is some team might be creating the tests cases and some team might be running it. They're different teams altogether. They could be the same team also. It's easy to collaborate. What, the internet problem? Okay. Does somebody have a hand up? No. Let's make sure that nobody has been trying to talk to me. Do you recommend similar industry or dissimilar industries are okay in the resume? Ask this question another time. Okay. It's not relevant to what we're talking about right now. Add the airline preference to the test set. Okay. Number of passengers test. Where's number of passengers test? Right there only. Okay. It's a, what kind of a test is it? QTP test. I add that. Okay. And then close. Okay. So I've added 5 tests to my test set. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to execution flow. Can we call this FTP? So the question that you asked, Rashmi, is the tests that are automated tests. Can you call it FTP? File transfer protocol? No, it is saved in the local file of QC. It will run using QTP software. So this particular test, if you look over here under test plan, cruise reservation Alok, cruise booking, this is actually a test which is saved on QC. I was not able to demonstrate that to you because of my problems with the QTP. But if I did flesh out this test, if I did code this automation test, it gave me an option to save it on QC. So it's not really FTP.
No, see, this you cannot edit from QC, right?
No, in QC May you cannot edit because it has to open up QTP and then you edit over there. But then you can save it back on QC.
I'm like, is it like every time it has to go to that particular folder, or it's a copy saved in QC?
I think it's the copy saved in QC.
It cannot be updated.
Okay. Now realize that go to execution flow tab, guys. Okay. In the execution flow tab, it basically is saying that right now QC will run these tests all at the same time. It will just invoke 5 tests all one by, not one by one, simultaneously. Sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you perhaps want to have a more basic test first, cruise search. And if cruise search passes, then you want to do cruise booking, right? And then once the manual test is over, then maybe you want to do an automation test or something else. So there should be a way to tell QC to schedule your tests. Okay, so QC also allows you to schedule your test runs. Okay. So the execution flow tab, I'm at page 61. The execution flow tab enables you to specify a date and time to execute a test and set conditions for it. Okay. Now what is the condition? The condition could be based on the results of another specified test. Okay, so let's look here, this particular example. It says that start test 1, but only started on Jan 4th, 2006 at 11 o'clock. That's pretty cool. You can create a test set in QC, give it some alarms, then you can just go do your work and QC will then start the test automatically, assuming it is an automated test. If it's a manual test, of course, QC cannot do anything because you have to go and do the manual test yourself, right? So, and then you'll say, and then what does this solid, see this was a dotted blue line. What does the solid blue line means? On the next page it says, a solid line arrow indicates a condition and can be blue or green. If the solid line is blue, indicates the condition status is set to finished. If the solid line is green, it indicates the condition is set to passed. So it means that this test 2 can only begin when test 1 has finished, regardless of whether it passed or failed. Because blue doesn't care about passed or failed, just cares about finished. The test 3, on the other hand, can only start if test 2 passed. Right? So this some new kind of terminology to get used to, or new sort of, yeah, so nothing new here. It should have all these features. It's a pretty sophisticated tool, and you want a tool to have all these scheduling capabilities. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and create another test set, guys. Okay, let's create another test set to demonstrate this functionality. So go back to your Mercury Tours 1.01 end-to-end test. Create a new test set called Mercury Tours scheduled run. Mercury Tours scheduled run.
Description.
क्या फर्क पड़ता है डाल दो yeah not needed. Okay, so now which test does he want us to add? Add a test from sign on sign off folder to the test run. Okay, sign on sign off folder कहाँ है? Sign on sign off folder. There you go. So under profiling, as you said, sign on, sign off. Sign on page. So this is the test that he wants us to add. So we click on sign on page and add it. This must be a template test. If you remember, we talked about template test 2 classes ago, and sometimes tests can have parameters in it. It's asking us to provide these parameters now. Which is the URL you want to connect to, right? So just say cancel, we'll do it later, when we actually run the test. Forget about the parameters anyways. Just say sign on page, added, okay? Which other tests is he wanting us to add? Sign on username and sign on password. Sign on username and sign on password. Okay, so I've added 3 tests. Sign on page, sign on username, sign on password. If you look at execution flow, all 3 tests run simultaneously right now. What do we want to do? This is what we want to do. We want to start the test on Jan 5th, 2006. Get to the page, and only if you can get to the page, you... Right, this is what you want. So look at page, guys, look at page 67. Look at page 67. This is what you want to do. You want to start your test at a specific day. You first of all want to get to the page. If getting to the page is successful, then you want to put the username. If that is successful, then you want to put the password. So let's go ahead and do this. So go to this test, sign on username, right click and say test run schedule. Right now it says test run has no execution conditions. Let's click new. New. Then it says run the test that we just doing one, sign on username, only if sign on page is passed. You can put the comments if you want, right? So sign on username runs only if sign on page is passed. Let's go add that. Under time dependency, run at specified time and give it tomorrow's date, 1/20/2010. You can also give a time if you want. If not, we'll just run it stroke of midnight. Say OK. So see, change the graphical representation of the execution flow, right? And now I do the same thing for sign on password. Test run schedule, execution conditions new, sign on username is passed. Okay. Sign on password runs only if this one passes. And no, it says at the same time dependency condition. So both, okay, so run at specified time, tomorrow's date, okay. If you don't add that, then this line will not show up, right? This particular blue line. You want this blue line to show up also. Yeah. So I'm saying that run this test case only when this test case has passed and this time has elapsed. Okay. If this was not very clear to you, QC gives you an option to perform it like almost like a chart. You know, nothing really different though. It just gives you a different view of the same thing.
Then how do we go back to the other view?
I don't know. I don't think you can.
Oh.
Yeah. It looks like an activity diagram. I guess so. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, looks like a flow chart to me also. Yeah, you can go back. Okay. So now that we have our test, let's go back to execution grid. Okay. Let's go ahead and start running our tests. So let's go to our first test, Mercury Tours end-to-end test. Okay, so now that we know that this test set has all these various tests, right? So I'm gonna run my first, let's do cruise booking Alok test first. Let's run this test first. Cruise booking. Okay. So now I'll click the run button. So it shows cruise booking Alok. I'm clicking on the run button.
Not search.
You could do either one, it doesn't matter. The tutorial is asking us to do cruise booking, therefore I use that, but it doesn't matter. Eventually you have to run all the tests, and because this test set is made up of all these test cases, so eventually I do all of them. So I'm just following the tutorial so that we don't get confused. So run. Alright, now it is saying, it's pretty smart, it's saying, okay, you are running this particular test right now. Okay, running a test right now. It gives this particular run a name. It says run underscore month underscore date underscore hour, minute, and seconds. It's pretty smart. It basically is trying to record the result of this run, whether it will pass or fail. Okay. Yep. Then you click the begin run button. Now these are the individual test steps, right, of the test case, which is cruise booking Alok, right? So it's opened up the individual steps. Now it says this is the expected results, and you have to capture what are the actual results. See, when we were doing our test cases in Excel, we had expected and actual at the same time. Here, when we wrote our test cases, we only saw the expected window. We didn't see the actual window. Now, because we're running our test case, the actual window is also showing. Okay. I know it's going too fast, and you guys will have to go back and practice this again one more time so you get a feel for it. Right now, it's just going very fast for you. Okay. So okay, so what will you do? Okay. Now what will you do, guys? Then this is a manual test. You will actually open up your application. Right? You will actually open up your application, whatever application you're testing. You don't have to do this just because I'm just trying to tell you what happens when you are doing a manual test. In a manual test, you have your test case written. Now you have to actually perform your test manually, right? So you log in manually, right? And it says display the cruise special page. How do you display the cruise special page? Click the cruises link. So I go to cruises link, right? So you come here and you say, okay, did this particular step passed or not, right? So was I able to connect to the website? Yes, I was able to connect to the website. So say pass selected. So it changes that no run to passed because I was able to go through that particular test step. Was I able to sign on? Type Canvas in the user field name. Type 1Q2W3E4 in the password field. Was I able to do it? Yes, I was able to do it. Passed. Was I able to display the cruise special page? How? By clicking the cruises link. The application should show you the main cruises page actual. The application did show me the main cruises page, right? Did it pass? Yeah, it passed. Display the cruise reservation page. Click the now accepting reservations button. The cruise reservation page should show up. Actual, an error occurred and my browser crashed, right? Which means that this particular test step failed. Then I will not say this anymore. I'll say fail selected. This particular step failed while I was running this test case. There's no point of me going ahead, right? There's no point of me going ahead. Okay. The moment you come across a defect like this, like what happened just now, you have an option to open a defect right from here by this thing that says new defect. See how it says new defect, right? We'll not do it right now because we will go back and do our defects module overall. But for now, we'll just not do it, okay? So my test has passed, okay? I'm sorry, my test passed, failed. I'm gonna stop my test, end my run. I just began my run by clicking on that green arrow. I'm ending my run now. So it tells me that this particular test set, we tried to run this test case, but it failed. Let's go ahead and do a cruise search test run. So again, highlight it and say run. Right? So it gave the same run 119, and now since time has elapsed, it says 11:45:16. And it just gives a name for the run. So you realize that the same test will be run many times. So it needs to remember when it ran the test. Right? Begin run. Display the cruise special page. And again, you will just go ahead and do your testing. Say you don't want to record individual steps. You say this is too much hassle. So what you'll do is you'll just go through your entire test here and then just say pass all. Just a shortcut. Pass all. So you're saying that this particular test case, every step passed, end run. Right? So it says passed. Yeah. When the test failed in cruise booking, okay? Good question, very good question. Rashmi asks that since in this particular test, we noticed that this particular step failed. Is QC connected to Bugzilla? I don't know if QC is connected to Bugzilla or not, but QC is definitely connected to itself because QC also has a defects module. So if your company is using QC, most probably they're not using Bugzilla, because QC is a complete test management tool, and Bugzilla is only this part. So then if your company is using QC, it would be strange, even though it's possible, that they don't use defects here and use Bugzilla. And then I don't know if there's a connection possible between QC and Bugzilla. I don't think so. Anything is possible in today's world. But here definitely disconnected, and we'll be able to see that. We'll be able to see how we would be able to tie this particular failure directly to the defect. We'll be able to. Definitely. Correct. Right. We'll see that. We'll see that when we get to the next chapter, which is the defects module. Right. Okay. So in case your manager, QA manager wanted to log in and realize, this test failed. Why did it fail? They can click on this particular icon at the bottom to view the results of the last run. So they know that which step failed. So this test passed, happy, happy, happy. Oh, the cruise reservation page should show up, but an error occurred and my browser crashed. So anybody can get an idea about what failed. Again, this shows the convenience of Quality Center, that somebody's running a test case in India, somebody in US could be looking at the next day and realize, oh, this is the error that must have occurred because the guy documented it like that, right? So QC definitely has value in the sense that it makes dispersed teams work together, right? And it's a server-based software. Therefore, it's very convenient. So the biggest takeaway from the QC class, the 3-4 days of QC we do, is it's a test management tool. QA engineers can document the requirements they have to test. They can create the test cases that they have to run. They can actually run the test cases and record the results of the run, right? That's what they're doing. Record the results of the run, and you can use it for defect management. Literally, this 2-minute synopsis is what you need as a BA and a QA, because in QC, QC is nothing really, there are no questions in QC. In the interviews, they're just going to ask you, tell me about your QC experience. And if you say this, that's all. It's not like UML questions, or it's not like SQL questions, which are specific questions. It's just either you know the tool or you don't know the tool, right? So you just have to have the confidence that, yeah, I know 60-70% of it. Again, you could take a 10-day QC class from HP, pay $3,000, and it will get more and more into detail, but not needed to get a job, right? You learn a lot on the job with people around you. Many companies send you for trainings. The moment you join them, they might have, I've done this class myself in Wells Fargo, where Mercury came and they showed us the tool for like 2-3 days. In between your meetings and your pages and your deliverables, you still somehow take the class, right? Simple. So that's how you see the results of a run. Eventually, of course, your application will be fixed. And what do you have to do? You have to run your test again. Now it will give a different run name, of course, because time has elapsed. Now it might be 120, maybe tomorrow. The developers fix the test, begin your run, you go through your test steps again, and you're hoping that this time, this particular test passed. The same test that failed, right? So you basically pass all, hopefully, and then you say save. And now since the latest run has passed, it says, okay, this one has passed. Right? Yeah.
So previously, it showed error, right? Let's say someone wants to recreate what was the error previous before. Now it's passed.
Right.
Where can you see?
All the previous runs?
Yeah.
Yeah, previous runs. That's a great question. Where are the previous runs stored? Because this one just stores the latest run. This one?
It's on the top, small icon, with the top of the link defects.
Right, there's no defects. Yeah. So the question that Shri asked, let me repeat the question for people in the on the phone. Shri asked the question. Right now, it only is showing the latest result of the run. What if a QA manager or QA lead wanted to see what had failed? Deepti was saying that in case we had opened a defect at that time when the failed, then the link defects would have shown. Okay. Third from last icon.
Yeah, third one.
Test instance properties. There you go. Good. Good. Okay, so test instance properties. Since this particular test only ran once, you see here, it will only show you one run. It passed. And since this test has been run twice, once failed, once passed, then you just click test instance properties, and it shows you the failed one, and then it shows you why it failed. Good. Deepti, have you used this tool before? No? Just randomly test. Yeah, good. You were a QA engineer before, right? Or developer? .NET. .NET developer, right? .NET developer, right? Trainee, okay. Right. Good. So, did that answer the question, Shri? Okay. If my automation test had worked, which I'm hoping again, I'll try that today and tomorrow. I was hoping that if I go here and say run, I should just be able to run it, and it will literally launch the tool for me, QTP tool for me, go through the test, go through the checkpoints, and if it passes, it will say pass here automatically. If it doesn't, then it will say failed. So it's pretty cool. But I was not able to even get the two things to talk to each other. I'll try that after the class is over. So yeah, yeah.
So we are doing this manually, right? The first two.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what is the point in doing everything manually just to keep the log of it?
Mm-hmm. Just to keep the log of it.
Because otherwise, instead of going to so many steps, we just go and say log in somewhere where in Excel sheet we just okay pass.
The question that Rashmi asked was that she doesn't see the point of doing this such an elaborate way if they are manual tests. Because she's saying that what's the point of doing the test manually and then recording it here individually when she could just go to Excel and record it. That's fine. As I said, QC is just a convenience thing. It's a collaboration thing. You have to agree that it just makes distances go away. If you are using an Excel spreadsheet to record your manual test cases, you have to now mail things back and forth and record them in various Excel spreadsheets. Here it is all in one common location. So I still see value in it. Even if my test is all manual, I agree. I will just go to my browser. I'll keep doing my testing just by looking here. Okay, I had to do this. Okay, let me do that. Then you say, okay, I had to do this. You'll do that. And then once you say, oh, it all passed, then it does give you an option to say passed all. So I don't think it takes away from manual testing. And the advantage is that your results are saved in a common location for anyone and everyone to look at. Like passed, failed. So
you can meet the requirements with the test
definitely,
cases.
yeah. And when
there are some changes, you can directly go on the
correct coverage analysis, right? So what Deepti is saying is what we talked about 2 classes ago or in the last class, that it gives you amazing way to figure out which requirement has not been even tested yet. Right? Cruise reservation allo, cruise search allo, passed because I just passed it over there. Right? It's pretty cool. Okay, so I again assume that you guys should go home, struggle with the QC installation, get a feel for it more and more and more. Right? And plenty of QC tutorials on the web. Plenty of QC tutorials on the web. Watch a video. This is where again separates people's motives and their motivations, I should say, right, as to how much are they just going out and doing on their own. Okay, so next class of QC would be a little bit of tying the two things together, and another half an hour of the defects module, which is this. And I again want to apologize for all the confusion earlier about the internet problems and the connectivity problems. So in real life, you would not have to worry about all of these things we're doing here, because in real life, QC QD will already be connected for you.
Yeah, no, but I'm asking the administrators who are working on this.
I don't know. I don't know if QC administrator, hopefully they're much better than me because that's their job. For me, it's like one of the many things I know. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. And QC administrators are masters of QC. So hopefully they don't have that problem. So. All right, guys. So I will see you again, Chutti, tomorrow. We've been having too many holidays. So we'll meet on Thursday, right? Are there any homeworks due? Let's see. Homework. Master homework. Let's see. You've done your risk, you've done Oracle, you've done Gantt chart, you've done project plan. Yeah, no homework due because that's activity diagram and test cases. We'll do that later. So, okay, guys, no homework for you guys. You're lucky. Just practice as much as you can. And let me answer Anoop's question. Anoop asked me a question.